Hi everyone, it's Jordan again, and today I'm really excited. Before we get started, I just have to tell you, we have our first live studio audience with us here today. I have to show you. Can you see that? That is my cat Linus. I think I've already put him to sleep, but we have our first, I get to talk to you and I got to talk to my live audience today. So, let's get to it. Today I'm going to be answering a question that I got, which is great. If you guys haven't heard me say this before, I love getting your questions. Send me any questions that you have, anything that you want me to explain or talk about. I would love to do that. So reach out to me, contact me, send that to me. So this question was, what is the best part and the worst part of having a transplant? That's a really good question. So to answer it, I'm going to kind of give you an overview of, just kind of hit the best and the worst, and then I'm going to go through and really kind of dig into both, because I think that they're going to be something that I need to explain in here. So I could list a lot of both, good things and bad. I really could list a lot of both, but these are going to just be the main ones that stick out to me. And I'm going to start with the worst so that we can end on a happy note, on a good note. And like I said, I'm going to say it and then explain it because they actually sound conflicting. When I was writing this out, I'm like, people are going to think I'm crazy when I first say this because they sound conflicting. So I'm going to explain them. So the worst is not having common, normal experiences, but the best is having unique and amazing experiences. Now I know that sounds conflicting, so let me explain. Not having common or normal experiences being the worst one, first of all, I put those in air quotes if you noticed that, because it's just, I don't even know how to explain it, but basically just the experiences that people expect you to have, right? The normal, the commonplace experiences that people think that everyone has. Going to school, for example. I've been homeschooled all my life. I've never gone to school. I've never sat in a classroom. I've never taken an actual course in a classroom with an instructor right there. I've been homeschooled. Hanging out with a friend. I do get to hang out with friends. I'm very, very fortunate. I do a lot of things virtually as well, but I don't get to just say, I'm just gonna go grab ice cream with this person. I'm just gonna go to this person's house. I don't get to do that either. And to explain this, I actually thought of a quote from a show. My mom and I used to watch this show for a little while. And one of the characters in it, her character that she played, had a medical problem. And she said in it, I'll never forget the line, she said that she thinks her medical problem makes all the decisions. And I just stopped and I thought that is what it feels like. Now, of course, we know that that's not true, right? I know that's not true. But at the same time, there is a point to it, because all decisions that you make still have to be filtered through the lens of having a transplant, of the medical problem. And so in a way, it does feel like sometimes that it makes all the decisions. It decides what you can and cannot do, because all the decisions you make go through it. And that's hard, that's difficult, that's complicated and challenging, and it's very, very hard to explain and to do. So that's the worst part. But the best part is having amazing and unique experiences. Some examples I thought of, I've been up in a hot air balloon. That was amazing. I mean, I've been on the news a couple of times. I've met the most amazing people that I never would have gotten to know had it not been for my transplant. I have seen God. God has shown himself to me in incredible ways that I would not have ever seen if it wouldn't be for the transplant. I still pray that God would have gotten my attention one way or another if I didn't have the transplant. But I know that being so dependent on him because of the transplant, I have seen him in incredible, incredible ways. And I get to be with you guys. So that's another plus of it. If I didn't have my transplant, I wouldn't be here with you guys. Or maybe I would be, but I just wouldn't have much to talk about. So anyway, that's the best part of it. So, like I said, I could name lots more good parts and lots more bad parts about having a transplant. With everything, there's good and bad in it. But in the end, this is God's plan. This is God's plan for my life, and I have an amazing life. I have a great life. I have seen God do incredible things in my life, and I love my life. I truly do. And even on the bad days, I remember Jeremiah 29:11. I've probably shared this with you before, but the verse that says, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a hope and a future." Even on the hard days, I can hold on to that because He made me this way for a reason. I have a transplant for a reason, through the best, through the worst, through all of it. It's His plan. I'm holding on to that, and that's good by me. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you guys very much for listening, and my audience is fast asleep, so I hope that you guys are not as well, and I will see you guys next time. God is good all the time. Goodbye.